Hello and welcome to everyone. Today our guest is MMA fighter Jack Cartwright. And Jack, thank you so much for accepting the call, and thank you so much for being my guest today. Can you please say a few words about yourself for the introduction, and thanks once again.
No worries, mate. Yeah, my name's Jack Cartwright, and I'm the Cage Warriors bantamweight champion.
That's outstanding. Cage Warriors is a very, very great competition, and it's never easy to win it. So, way to go, mate. That was a really, really great fight. But when did you start training MMA, and which is your fundamental martial art?
Well, I started training MMA when I was like 17, 18 years old, but I'd started wrestling when I was like 8 years old, and boxing when I was like 13, 14. So wrestling was my first like martial art that I took seriously.
So
Yeah.
actually, wrestling was your first love, or boxing was your first love?
Yeah, wrestling was.
Wrestling.
Wrestling was originally, yeah, definitely.
How would you describe your fighting style? But nowadays.
Just come forward, a very aggressive style. I just want to just constantly look for finishes, whether I'm on the feet or on the ground. Just constantly pushing the action and trying to get the finish, no matter where it is. Yeah, that's my fight style.
Did you pick some entertaining nickname?
Sorry?
Did you pick some entertaining nickname? Did you choose some entertaining nickname?
No, I don't have a nickname. Just my name. That's it. I don't have any nicknames.
I was thinking whether you chose something in the meantime.
Nah, I don't have one. I don't have a nickname.
Yeah, alright, there are fighters who don't want nicknames. I mean, it's not often, but it's actually very much cool, you know? It's very much cool when you have fighters without nicknames. It's awesome, really. Who are your coaches and sparring partners?
My coach is Matt Inman at SBG Manchester. He's the head coach down there, so he's my head coach. Before him, I was training at Saul Rogers MMA, and Saul Rogers was my coach before that, and he still is like my coach. So they're the two people who coach me, Saul Rogers and Matt Inman.
That's excellent. What can you say about your first amateur fight? When did it happen? How did you feel? I mean, the first fight?
My first amateur fight, I was about 18, and I've been training about three or 4 months, and my coach had come to me and said that he was going to book me a fight, and he'd booked me a fight, and I was against a brown belt, and I'd only been training in jiu-jitsu for about 3 or 4 months, so I didn't know like too much about submissions and all that sort of stuff. I was obviously a fan of the sport, and I've been training, but I'd not been actually coached. I'd not been training jiu-jitsu myself for very long. But so the game plan was just stop the takedowns and hit him hard whenever I could, and luckily I knocked him out in like the second round. Yeah, and that was my first. That was my first fight. My first fight, I went in and just knocked the guy out in the second round and loved it, and been fighting ever since.
Who was your toughest amateur opponent? Do you have one?
Yeah, I have a tough. He was a Scottish kid called Dean Begg. He was probably my hardest fight up till now. Really, it was like a 5-round, only like 3-minute rounds, but five threes. Yeah, for like a bantamweight title at amateurs, and that's probably my hardest fight. He was really tough, really good guy. Good on the ground, good standing up. It was a good fight.
Yeah, awesome. And your first professional fight, was it a big step, or you were just very much relaxed? You know, people say there is a big difference between pro and amateur fights.
No, there wasn't a big step up. There wasn't much difference because I train all the time with like good level pros in the gym. So there wasn't much difference going from amateur to professional. I was ready to fight anyone at any level, so it didn't really make a difference. I just could knee to the head. No, I could always knee to the head in amateurs because I couldn't elbow. So obviously I could start elbowing when I turned professional. That was the only difference really, and heel hooks. But that's it. That's the only difference for me.
Yeah, not much of a difference really. So you won your first fight, right?
Yeah. I've not lost professionally, so I won my first one. Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. And how did you choke out Giannakopoulos? It was your second fight.
Guillotine. Caught him in a guillotine. Just like I think he shot for a takedown early, and as he shot for the takedown, I just wrapped the neck up and guillotined him fairly quickly. I think it was about 30 seconds into the fight. Like it was only a quick one, in and out.
What was the secret behind the key lock that you secured against Almeida da Silva?
I got him in a scaffold. I got him in like a scaffold from side control, and then started to hit him. So as he defended his face from the strikes, I could trap his arm in my leg, and then hit him with like a modified key lock from scaffold. It's a little cheeky submission, but I quite like that one. It's sneaky and people don't respect it until it's already too deep, and then it's done from there. So it was like a fairly quick, nice and smooth submission for me.
How hard it is to finish an opponent? For example, you mentioned scarf hold. So how hard it actually is to finish the opponent via scarf hold? We don't see much scarf holds in the MMA.
No, it's hard because the guys on the bottom, you don't want them to get you back. Do you know what I mean? You've got to be able to put the pressure through the chest and secure the position well. And I think because I've wrestled for so long, that I'm good at like holding an opponent like still and being able to manipulate them while they're flat on the back. So it's helped me. It's helped me a lot being like growing up wrestling to be able to, like I say, stop the guy getting to my back and holding tight in the scaffold position. But I think it's useful. My coach, Martin, he's really good from that scaffold position as well. So like with like his influences rubbing off on me, then it's good. It makes things like that easy.
How did your Cage Warriors debut go? You know, Cage Warriors for me is a very, very good promotion. I enjoy every single event. Luckily we have it on TV and we can follow main cards. Awesome promotion.
Yeah. It's good. Like I said, I think it's the best European promotion. They're all really good match fights. They're all top level fighters that get to fight on the show. So it was good to go and get the call up and be able to fight in Cage Warriors. And like you said, I had 2 fights in one night on my debut on the promotion, and I won them both by first round knockout. So it couldn't have gone really better for me. Because like I say, I was probably the least favoured guy going into the tournament, and then getting to go in and beat both guys by knockout in the first round it was a pleasure. It was good. I enjoyed it.
And against Marko Kovacic, was it also a stoppage via KO or was it TKO? Can't remember now. I know it was a stoppage.
Well, yeah, he was out once. I hit him with the right hand and then like wobbled him and then just finished him off with about 4 left hooks. He was unconscious when I was finished. So you could call it a KO, yeah.
Yeah, you can call it a KO, but I haven't seen when he stopped. I don't remember whether the referee called off immediately or you hit him once or twice more. Can't remember now.
Yeah, I hit him a few times. I hit him with the right hand and then his legs went, and then I just kept smacking him with the left hook. Just finished him off with the left hand.
Yeah. That's why I'm asking. I wasn't sure. And I assume Manuel Bilic gave you a very, very hard time. I know that guy. I know a guy who trains with him, and Manuel is a tough opponent, very much tough.
He was tough, but I think what he was, he was experienced and he knew how to survive. He knew how to survive well because it was like a high-level journeyman. Do you know what I mean? Not being disrespectful, but like in boxing, if there was like a tough journeyman who was world level, who could get a world-class guy through 12 rounds and survive and make things awkward, that's what I'd kind of relate him to. I'd relate him to that guy who he was never going to win. He was never going to win that fight. Like as soon as he was in there and he felt like my power and he felt my wrestling and he felt my skill level, he knew he wasn't going to win. So I think he shut up shop and like made sure that he just didn't get finished, and he was trying his hardest throughout the fight to not get finished rather than to win, if that makes sense. I think he was trying to just survive the fight rather than actually win it, and I think that he kind of took pride from the fact that he didn't get stopped rather than actually trying to beat me. So it was hard to fight a guy who was just in there to survive, but it was a good experience. I'm a much better fighter now because of the fact that I went and had them five rounds, and I know now how to stop people from playing that game against me, and he wouldn't survive again if I fought him again.
Did you have some specific game plan for your last fight? Last fight, this one.
Yeah. I didn't. I thought to myself that if I started throwing my shots, if he came forward, I was going to mix the shots in and just make him run onto some punches. And if he backed up from my shots, I knew that he'd back up to the cage. So I thought if I got his back to the cage, I'm going to take him down and submit him. And I coach for fighters as well as train myself. So all the previous week to the fight, all I was coaching in my classes was arm triangles. All I was coaching was guard passes and arm triangles and because I thought to myself, he's explosive off the bottom, and I'm probably going to be able to get him trapped in an arm triangle. And I went out, I started using my jab, he backed up to the cage, so I shot down and shot a takedown, and arm triangled him. So it kind of went to how I thought it would go, to be honest.
Yeah, it was a great finish. So about the future, do you have somebody locked in your sights, or you plan to switch promotion, or?
I don't have anything like settled at the minute. I don't have anything to like say, but I definitely want to go to the UFC. I want to fight the best fighters possible. You know what I mean? And I don't know who they'd give me next to Cage Warriors. If they want to come to me and offer me a good guy, and the UFC aren't coming to sign me up, then I'll fight a good fighter from Cage Warriors. But I don't know who another bantamweight in Europe who can challenge me at the minute. So I think it makes sense for me to go to the UFC and fight the guys over there, because I think I'm more than on their level. I think I'm a level above a lot of the guys on the UFC roster. So I'd like to go over and prove that.
Yeah, it would be awesome. How does your training day looks like? For example, from morning to evening, one training day?
Well, every day is different, to be honest. But for instance, I can wake up on a Tuesday morning and I'll go to Manchester. I'll go to SBD Manchester, and we'll train there. We'll have the pro team there. It's like a 2-hour session in the morning, and then I'll be able to come home. I'll rest through the day. I might coach a couple of private sessions, and then I go to the gym at night time, and then I might do a bit of cardio before the session. Before I coach my fighters who I've got at my gym, because we have a gym that I coach from. So I'll coach there. So when I'm coaching there, it's like a revision session. I'll just do a wrestling session, and then I'll do all my wrestling drills while I'm coaching everybody. And then there'll be like a boxing session after that. And again, I'll just do all the drills and coach boxing, and I get to pick holes in fighters and improve them. And while I'm improving them, I'm improving myself without taking any damage and without wear and tear on my body. So I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of I think teaching others. It's a good way of learning yourself.
Yeah, outstanding. Would you like to add something? Is there something we missed to say in the interview? Maybe you'd like to greet someone?
No. Like I say, I just everyone who helps me down at SBD Manchester, and everyone who puts the time and effort into me. That's who I owe a lot of thanks to the guys who are constantly coming in and sparring with me and training with me and going through these hard days. Because it's times like that make them easy wins easy when you're in a training camp with guys who are all just grafting and working towards the same goal. It makes it easy come fight time. So yeah, all my teammates, man, everyone, all my coaches.
Thank you so much for this lovely interview. I will now start creating video. In 2-3 hours you can expect it.
No worries, mate. No worries. Nice one.
Alright, thank you so much, Jack. Have a great day.
Alright, take it easy, mate. You too. Thanks a lot.